is Sandra Michael, and these are my co-contributors. So today we're going to speaking about the topic of the H&M saga, where the 5-year-old boy wore a shirt that said "coolest monkey in the jungle," and it happened in Sweden because of the H&M branch in Sweden. Apparently, he went for a photo shoot and he was given this T-shirt that said "coolest monkey in the jungle," and his parents claimed that they were at the shoot, but because he's a model and he's always like taking pictures all the time, they can't keep track of every single outfit he wears. So now there was this whole fuse about it being racist. Like, why would they give a 5-year-old black child a shirt that said "coolest monkey in the jungle"? And in contrast, there was I don't know how true this one is in particular, but I've seen it a lot in like so many places where another 5-year-old young boy was given a shirt that said "I'm the king of the jungle," which made it sort of like worse. Like, why would you give a 5-year-old black child a shirt saying "coolest monkey in the jungle" and a white young child saying "I'm the king of the jungle"? Mm-hmm. So now, what do you guys think? Do you think it was a racial thingy, or do you think it was just coincidental, or do you think it was just, or people are just being really sensitive?
That's definitely like a racial connotation.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is that, like, because it's in Europe and not in Africa, it's seen as acceptable, you know.
Yeah.
For me, it's always like, why a monkey? Why not like a giraffe or any other animal? You know, why not a lion?
Yeah.
For example, Lion King. You know. So, yeah, I think it's quite negative in my opinion.
Because now I'm trying to think. Okay, because I'm Nigerian, right? And growing up in Nigeria, the word monkey wasn't necessarily a racist term, because I've said like a million times, in Nigeria you're not white or black, you're just Nigerian. There's so many other things that sort of like differentiate us than race. So when I saw the shirt, my mind didn't even like go to racism or whatever, because I was just like, oh, coolest monkey in the jungle. We call each other like, even when I remember when I was a child, we used to play, and we would just play like monkey games, whatever. It wasn't a big thing. So when I heard that it was actually a big deal, when the whole saga came about, I was quite shocked, like, oh, okay. But then I began to think, I'm like, okay, there's actually a connection here. You know, you have to be sort of insensitive to the people that experience racism and are still experiencing racism for you to put out a shirt like that. So yeah, what do you think, Anita?
I mean, it definitely is racist. I find it racist.
Yeah.
I remember, you know, I have a friend who works for H&M even, and, you know, obviously with that whole saga, South Africa reacted, like particularly the people of the year that reacted to the whole situation thing, and they also received a lot of backlash because they went about it in a violent manner.
Yeah.
And you know, the backlash was like, you savages. But when you come to think about it, racism in itself is very violent. So I feel like they were well within their right. I welcomed the way they handled this whole thing. That you are violent to me, and I will approach this in the best violent manner I can. So yeah.
So you're actually saying you're for the people that went to H&M stores and actually...
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like I welcome it. I feel like
you're also for it.
You cannot dictate how I react to racism, because racism in itself is violent. So now why does my reaction bother you more than the whole racism saga brought by the H&M?
Yeah.
You know, bothers you.
So for me, I wouldn't be for going to a store and trashing it, but I understand. So for that, like me personally, I wouldn't wake up and go trash a store. That's me personally. Me as a black people, as part of black people, I understand. And power to those people as well. And I feel like actually in 2018, and actually it's just been a long time. We've just been bogged down with racism, whether it's subliminal, like little 5-year-olds wearing T-shirts telling them that they are monkeys. And as much as we are saying, the monkey term is a fun term. We grew up, parents calling us monkeys and stuff like that. But when you look at the larger social issues, and including racism and stuff like that, you can't, you know, my friends, I've got white friends, they can't just wake up and be like, just because we're friends, I cannot call you the K-word or the N-word or whatever. It just doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, but don't you think the K-word and the N-word is different from monkey though.
No, but
So because if you're saying the K word, the A,
It's still a derogatory.
Yeah, it is.
term.
Yeah.
But
Because
if you look
it's-
at nigger though, it's kind of been like socialized now.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you're my nigger, you know,
Yeah.
because you're black.
But isn't it funny in a way that it's okay for black people to call each other niggers, but it's not okay. I mean, I understand it's not okay for a white person to call a black person nigger, but why do black people have to claim the term and make it ours? Meanwhile, we know the source of it. Why is it okay for us to call each other nigger if it's such a demeaning term? Why is it okay for me to call you a nigger if it's...
I think it's part of it is empowerment. I mean, you spend centuries being told you are a nigger, and it's derogatory in every shape, way, or form. Eventually, to claim back identity from the word, then claim the word as well. You know,
It's power.
it's an empowerment that you want to call me a nigger. I'll call my friends niggas and we'll empower it. My nigger is Obama. My nigger is...
You mentioned something about the people that went to the H&M to actually react and throw things down and whatnot. My thing is, after they do all of those things, who has to go back to the stores, arrange the stores, who has to be the ones to lose their jobs?
So are you saying for the mere fact that this studios company has employed 100 South Africans?
Yeah.
And you know, paying them peanuts is reason enough for us to ignore the racism that they come with.
I don't feel like it's a punishment in a way.
Yeah, no,
I think
we
it's
can't because of 100 jobs of South African people
Yeah.
paying peanuts, then ignore the fact that they are still violent towards us. That's
We
not
can never,
reasonable.
I don't think we can ever ignore, we should never ignore
Exactly.
such
So
things.
we should not. The fact that they have employed such and such a number of South Africans and paying them peanuts should not even be raised in an argument.
Yeah.
Because they can, if push comes to shove, they can keep their jobs. They can literally keep whatever. There are many in the.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's you know, it's easier for us to say they can keep their jobs or whatnot, but how many people lose their jobs if they actually choose to keep their jobs? And I'm not saying it's right what they did or we
But you
shouldn't
must
react.
remember, like you still pay me 3.5, which is still not getting me anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just keeping me busy and keeping your economic state you know, enriching you. But it's
Yeah.
still not doing anything to me.
But if you say that, then why don't people quit their jobs?
No, but that's not discussion
No,
of another
can't
time.
just-
I hate that narrative. Why don't people just quit their job? People need to. And now this racist company comes to South Africa, opens a shop, which we are okay with investors and everything in South
Yeah.
Africa. But now we can't be held in bondage because they employ 100 people.
It's not about, I don't think it's
Because we
about
can't-
bondage.
we can't
It's not
bondage,
about
though.
bondage though, because my thing is, she said they can keep the jobs and, I mean, they don't even pay them as much. That's what she's saying, right? But my thing is, if you say they can keep the jobs, then why don't people quit their jobs if it's not really anything?
Because-
and I'm not saying 3,500 is a lot. It's actually not a lot to think about it. Like you spend 1,000 rand on transport, right? So that's really like half of your salary. But my thing is, for people to react in such a way, it's like, where are we going to? You know,
But
if you're going to
I'd rather protect human dignity. Like I would not tolerate racism in exchange for jobs.
Yeah.
I still say human dignity.
Hashtag that.
Yeah.
No to racism for jobs.
Exactly, we can't.
But
It's
it's
not
not
really- but
barbaric
it's-
sometimes when
yeah,
you're trashing stores.
exactly.
It's kind of like justifying the whole monkey in the jungle situation. Not to say that it is.
yeah,
No, no,
but it's
but-
like
remember Paul Twist's tweet saying, "Oh my God, now you're painting us as savages."
Yeah.
no, personally, I
We
don't
will always
honestly.
be
I think
savages
there's
though. She
always,
doesn't
like-
get that.
Exactly. We're all
Yeah, I mean, I don't think doing that makes
So
us
there's
look
no-
like monkeys or whatever.
Okay.
Personally, that's not my own thing. My own thing is, personally, that's as well as me as Sandra. That's not how I react to things, right? So I'm speaking
Yeah,
about.
me too,
I'm speaking
yeah.
from my own perspective. If someone does something wrong to me, do I go in head in and just try to react in the same manner? Because my thing is, if you're reacting with violence, then how are we going to get to a
That's what I
place
was
where
trying
we
to say.
find
Yeah.
some sort of peace, so to say?
No, I think we once had the discussion.
We-
here.
yeah.
I think peace should fall.
Yeah.
I just
Well, like, so the whole
people
passive
that.
thing should
No,
just
no.
go away. The whole passive resistance
Yeah.
thing.
we have been trying, we have been
Okay.
begging,
Yeah.
we have.
And it's funny how we're the one doing the trying, the
The
begging,
begging.
but we are the one oppressed. We were the one previously oppressed, so we're still oppressed. And white people are not even about taking part.
You know, it's so funny you say that because you know when this whole H&M thing came about, and the American artist, what's his name? There was an American
Who pulled
artist. No, that gave like the child, I think $1 million.
P. Diddy.
Right? He gave the
Right,
child like
yes,
$1 million,
yeah,
right? And people on Twitter started claiming, oh, PDD, I'm a monkey, you know, like, maybe because no, and I was actually, like, the whole H&M saga thing didn't even offend me as much as that one in particular offended me. It's like, this is necessary because, like, this is the opportunity for you to speak out and be like, we can't tolerate this. Then why are you claiming a monkey just so someone can help you out with some money? You know, like, this is an opportunity. This is like a time for us to actually say, this is what we're going through. Why would you then say, oh, I'm a monkey, dress up like a monkey, just to like
you know what got me with this?
I was just like,
what got me with this story is that the mother is actually Kenyan, and the father, I think, is from some other country. And she was like, it's totally fine. People are too sensitive. So I think it's to do with greed because of money.
No, it's not greed. Remember, it's that you know, it's sourced from that whole thing that the oppression. And we are oppressed. So now you're looking at the money that this boy gets in, and you'd rather defend that.
Okay, from her statement, just like I mentioned earlier, she said they were at the photo shoot, but they didn't even see the young boy wearing the coolest monkey in the jungle. And she said even if she saw it, the parents said even if they saw it, they wouldn't have sort of associated it with racism because that's not their frame of mind. Just as I said earlier, when I also saw it, I didn't think racism. I didn't really until I started hearing, oh, okay, this is an H&M advert.
I feel like she has the right to her opinion.
But she's not black conscious. If you're black conscious, you're not black conscious. I'm black conscious. And if I'm black conscious, I'll pick it up.
No, but okay, now let's look at my thing is my thing is if we can begin to give true definitions of what the word means, then we can begin to move forward. Because the word monkey is an animal,
but it's seen as a derogatory term.
I know it's seen that way, but why?
It's not only
that way. In South Africa, white farmers will be shooting kids and saying, "Oops, I thought it was a monkey." In America, poach monkey is a term. Man, if you're chilling there with your kids and you want to call your kids monkeys, man, I feel like power to you, you know. But in the grand scheme of things, in the overall, especially in the racialistic scheme of things, when you look, especially if you're doing advertisement, you look at your target audience, you look at their social and economic and political
people.
And then you're like, well, these are black people. You know what? Let me give them monkey. What's next? They're gonna have spears.
Yeah, but then this lady, the mom also said she's Kenyan. I think she's Kenyan originally. But she lives in Sweden, right? She said she has been called a monkey when she was like on a cruise ship. So she knows, she understands it. And also, wait, guys. But then she says she understands that the term monkey can be very insulting. Actually, is insulting sometimes, right? But then she says at that time she's not, because not everyone is always living from a lens of
everybody's black conscious.
Not everyone, or maybe not everyone is living from a lens of racism.
You have to be black conscious to see these.
But then you cannot say a person is not black conscious because they're not reacting the way you're reacting.
No, you're not black conscious if you're not gonna react to something like that.
But the thing is, I'm saying at first, personally, when I saw the picture, I thought, okay, monkey, because my whole life is just been monkey. Monkey is an animal, right? But then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, there is something not right here.
You know how I could see the difference was he was placed next to other races, so white, Indian, colored, and all of them had justifiable T-shirts. The white guy had like punk rock something, I don't know. So it's like for me when I saw that against the other people, and I'm like,
then it becomes something. So in that context, you're thinking, okay, there's something wrong. But if you see a black person just walking on the street with coolest monkey in the jungle, I'm not going to think, oh, okay, that's not what I'm going to think. But once you put it in the context, then all of a sudden my mind is going, okay, there is something wrong about this t-shirt. Doesn't mean that I'm not black conscious because I'm reacting to the way I'm not reacting the same as you are reacting. So now the mom of the child doesn't mean she's greedy or she wants more money, whatever. But unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for her, I don't know. That's just the space she's living in. That's just her worldview. So now,
what would you say? You know the quote by Harriet Tubman where she says, "I freed 1,000 slaves." Something I'm paraphrasing. Freed 1,000 slaves, and I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. I think the nuances of racism it should be actually a whole university to study. Because if you take a people, Now we're not looking individual, we're taking a people. As much as we will have a Malcolm X or a Nelson Mandela in a people, we have as much as 1,000 anti-Mandelas, anti-Malcolm X who think the status quo is normality, and therefore they will fight to protect the normality. They will internalize the normality. For instance, like she's saying, when you're black conscious, you start saying, my gosh, that is racist. Like the story I was told when my father says, my father loves me and he's praising me, saying, you're smart as a white child. You know, in my mind though, it's giving the idea that white
white is like the standard.
Smart as a white child.
And that's what
and he's coming from a good place.
And he's literally coming from a good place. You see? So just because but my dad once woke up and realized, why would he tell his son that, why can't you just be smart? Point blank.
Exactly. Why does it have to be smart?
And then she's probably on that level, on a genuine human, I love my child and I love the things we're doing, the level, man, I don't see the racism in that. It doesn't mean though it's not racist.
Yeah, of course.
And I also hate that parody where when we talk about racism, they always find, oh my gosh, and I don't want to use the terms Uncle Tom or house niggas, but they always find
Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom, I've never heard of that.
You don't know what an Uncle Tom is.
What's an Uncle Tom?
Uncle Tom comes from I think a book called Uncle Tom's Cabin. It is really a nigger or a black person who is pro-white and anti, what do you call it, anti-black.
So it's
a house nigger. They're here to defend the white narrative against black. It's the guys who be fighting like Harriet Tubman. It's the guys who are saying, Master treats us well. Why are you guys trying? What is this freedom? What you gonna do with your freedom? Nowadays I would call them the 702 blacks, where we want to talk about land. They're like, no, the economy is going to be. And that is the truth. Unfortunately, it's the scope of racism and the racial framework of the white Western world is that you at some point, truthfully, you have to have a black conscious internalization and awakening in you to really look at the truth. It's the terms when I was growing up when my white friends who I genuinely believe liked me and loved me would be like, man, you're not like the other blacks, and I'd walk away being like, oh my gosh. But then when you start to like, what the hell does that mean? You know, and stuff like that. But so she might be at that point where she really is just looking at, this is my kid, it's an advertising job, I don't think monkey that way, and which she is entitled to it. But she, unfortunately, the powers that be, the narrative of because she's okay with it.
Doesn't mean. Of course, I'm also not okay with it. That's actually offensive. You can't put that, especially if you have like a white kid next to saying, "I'm the king of the jungle," whatever. I also don't think it's okay, right? But just relating to what you said, what if H&M made a shirt that said, "I'm a nigger"?
That's even worse.
How would you feel about it?
They wouldn't. And maybe this is something that I need to ask you because you're the advertisement. Do you think what happened was done on purpose? Because they know.
Of course it is done on purpose.
I think
so.
Wow. I strongly I refuse to believe any human
How can you be so naive
not naive. I'm just thinking. I believe.
Not you, but
I choose. I'm not saying naive. But I'm saying I refuse to believe that any human being will be that evil.
But like
to
these
consciously put that out there. It's just like horrible.
Like it's a white nation.
Dominated.
It's a white nation.
They wouldn't like.
Who's gonna retaliate?
Exactly.
So that's the problem.
And even I reckon.
But I would also say that Chris Rock does this funny stand-up comedy. It's like, you know, I'm shocked that black people get shocked at racism from white people.
Right now, I'm like, why would you do that?
It should be a standard thing. He makes jokes like if he's having on a show with Conan O'Brien or something, and then Conan O'Brien just takes out a knife and stabs him. He's like, Conan, I should have seen that coming.
You shouldn't be shocked.
Because the narrative really is. I am sorry. I actually personally believe, as someone who's traveling, as many people who've traveled, Europe has become consistently highly racist. I don't believe Sweden woke up H&M exact. Think about it, the process to make the shirt all the way to dressing to the advertising campaign. It's not like they woke up, sucked it out the thumb the very hour, and then oops, we didn't have time. They were consistent and they knew their narrative.
So I'm thinking maybe do you think maybe there is no black person in the
I don't think so. Even in the advertising world in South Africa, it's predominantly white. I think I'm like one of the few black people. So for me in Sweden, you can imagine.
So because apparently they actually like put out an apology, which I thought the apology was so weak. Personally, it's like so I'm just sort of like paraphrasing what they said. They're like, I'm sorry you feel that way. Kind of like I'm sorry that you offended you, whatever. I'm just paraphrasing what they said, but that's what they're trying to say.
They might not have been done it on purpose, but way.
Or is it something that's subconscious? They don't even think about it. It's just like a norm.
No, so for me, I'm sorry. I think in 2018, a company, a whole company, not an individual, not a person, a whole company,
and somebody has to approve that also.
Research and figure out the racial connotation of the advertising strategy.
Predominantly white company in a white nation.
It doesn't matter.
I feel like it might be pure ignorance.
No, I can't claim ignorance for 2018.
No, I'm not excusing what they
I'm not saying you're excusing what I'm saying.
The mindset.
The ignorance.
Because I know people do you not have a black person
I don't
in your
understand
entire
because
advertising
they didn't
space?
expect a backlash, obviously. If they instigated the whole thing.
I don't know what would be worse then. If we're truly going to ascribe to them ignorance, I don't know what would be worse. The ignorance of racism in the whole planet for a multinational corporation. Not an internal, only Sweden company.
And it's not like they've never received backlash before, because when they came to South Africa was like, no, you have white models on your profile. Black companies. It's not like it's not something they are aware of. They might have done it on purpose.
No, but then the thing is that your response all the time, even with the thing about the H&M in 2015 in South Africa, when they said, oh, you guys have like lots of white models, why don't you guys like also portray black models? And they're like, they feel they need to represent their brand in a very, I can't remember the term they use. They not really say their brand, they need to represent their brand in a very, I can't even think of the word, but it was something about elites. They need to, their brand is very classy. So
we don't sacrifice that.
So they feel like if they use like white models, then their brand will be presented in that way. So now the question is, are they really ignorant to the matter, or are they actually doing it intentionally?
They're doing it intentionally.
But why would they do it intentionally?
Because A, there's no such thing as bad publicity. B, there's no such thing as we can't spin bad publicity.
That's horrible.
But H&M has not, in South Africa in particular, has not done great at all.
No.
Really?
No.
I thought H&M is like a big store here.
No, it's a big store, but it's not
retail-wise, as opposed to your other retailers.
Why do you think that is? Because I'm sorry, because I'm not going into H&M and thinking, I've been being racist. I'm just going there to just like the shirt and like.
No, I think a market situation in South Africa, especially on the textiles industry, is a bit different from what they're probably used to. And I mean, if you're already coming here with tendencies that only white models represent you, then your fashion sense probably is probably more.
But it's not just an H&M thing though. It's like Woolworths, your other retailers. Even if you look at the mannequin as well, the mannequins that they display, now they're changing them to black models. I was actually quite surprised. So it's we're getting there, but it's still taking too long.
But I think ultimately the point is that we should approach racial violence with violence.
I'm half and half.
We've approached
the passive
part.
We've been rainbow waving. We have been begging. We have been truth and reconciliating. We have been. It's all in the past day. And still, we are called monkeys in our own bitches. We are called
in your own turf as well. In South Africa,
I feel like it should be treated with the violence it deserves.
And by the way, it's also quite funny in South Africa that we don't outlaw racism. In South Africa.
We don't
outlaw.
Yeah, we don't outlaw racism in South Africa, in a country, post-apartheid country, where literally even now everything is racially driven. We don't allow racism in South Africa. But I, as a black person, can't go to Germany and fly my swastika and say choose this and choose that. I will see the time of day.
I have hope that it will happen. The outgoing will happen because of EFF.
No, but I actually heard of a story where like a young man I think he had some sort of incident with like this racist white guy, and the white guy was actually punished to work at I think a cemetery where black people were buried, something like that. So he had to clean and work there. So I don't know if it's like a major thing in South Africa. I've actually heard of instances where it happened.
Yeah. But that's me going out here meeting a group of white people who are racist, and then I take them to court, and eventually they get to the court, and then they get punished, and then the judge goes, go clean a cemetery.
Exactly.
And
I don't.
Black people, which I mean, that process alone.
Yeah. But what do you think the punishment for racism should be?
Jail time.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
No,
I think so too.
So
you
can't be a human amongst human. Go be a monkey and
go be an animal.
Yeah.
And stuff.
You think the punishment for racism should be jail time?
Yeah. Well, it depends.
But you want to know the
what are we
funniest
talking
thing?
about here?
Yeah, because there are different levels
what
to
kind of
racism.
level?
No.
There is subtle racism, and then there's
give me an example of subtle racism.
Subtle racism is, for example, you're at a restaurant and they decide not to serve you because
That's
you're black, but they don't actually. But it's not verbal. How do you prove that?
Exactly. You can't say because I'm black.
No, that's subtle.
That's subtle.
Yeah, but how do you prove
That's subtle.
that?
How do you prove that? You can't accuse somebody.
Yeah.
You can't.
No, but we've had so many situations where.
But then how do you say because I'm black? That's why. How do you prove because you're black?
It's
that's why.
because I don't like your hair.
I do understand, because think about it.
know?
I've gone to a restaurant where I sit, I'm here, and I notice people around. Cool. I'm chilling, I'm on my phone, my drink comes, a white couple comes, sits. Their drinks come, mine are here. Their food comes, I'm still waiting for my steak.
Yeah.
And then their dessert comes, I'm still waiting for my steak.
Are you serious? Oh, you serious?
No, I'm being serious. Now, to me, honestly, that is part of subtle racism.
That is.
But to prove it, to go there and say one of the chefs didn't miss my order by mistake. How do I do that?
You know what I'm arguing? I'm arguing the fact that you want to romanticize with all these terms. Racism is racism.
No, that's not. I'm not saying that. But we're all talking about
and overboard racism.
No, but if you're going to, because you don't just set rules and laws like, okay, racism, everyone. No, it doesn't. I don't think it works.
Okay, I get you. Look, that's what you're trying to say, but please do not give it bombastic terms to make it seem as
but there are different types of racism, unfortunately.
No, I reject that.
I can even give you a look and give you a dirty look. Can you accuse me of
racism? I can't accuse you.
Maybe I don't like your personality.
What if I'm having a bad day?
Your color.
Yeah.
You know.
What if I'm having a bad day and I'm looking at you like?
No.
Then all of a sudden
You
you're
hear what she said?
What she said?
She said that I will look at you like you wouldn't know if it's racism when I look at you like in whatever way. In her mind, that's racism. I get.
Okay, what if I look at you funny?
Yeah, you said it. You said if you look at me funny because I'm a black person.
No. She's saying if she should look at you funny, how do you say is because
How do you justify? How do you call it because I'm an irritating person? Maybe
okay, but what if it's actually racism?
But how can you prove it?
What if she's actually treating you as threatening you because you're black?
Yeah, then it's racism.
But how do you prove it? How do you prove it?
I don't need to prove it.
So I would say I'm with Anita on that. I think racism should get jail time. I feel because there's still breathable. People can breathe and be racist. I feel like it's the way taking care of grand apartheid. Eventually means that battle now must move into petty apartheid in South Africa and all smaller so-called entrenched apartheid. But dealing with the elephant is always easier and it's always the first step. I feel like in South Africa we just don't deal even with the elephant. There's no way we are ever going to get to the end.
What I'm just trying to think about, just saying racists should get like jail time.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a white person and you say in a black country at the beach, look at what these monkeys did. I think you should go to 5 years to jail. And I feel like
5 years to life.
That's life.
I feel like once you are in 5 years to life in jail, your neighbor ain't calling us monkeys ever again.
Are we always going to leave our homes with this badge of the oppressed? Am I going to leave and go out every single day and think, okay, whatever a white person does to me is racism? You know, like why can't
that's not how it is. We don't.
Because I'm thinking, because when you're thinking whatever a white person does, it's racism. It's racism.
Gonna drive you crazy.
Yeah, because it's like I don't want to put myself in a position where I always feel like a victim, where I feel like someone is always where I feel like someone is always doing something wrong to me. You know, because the truth is everyone. It might not even be a.
It's not even a color thing.
Yeah, sometimes people just make mistakes and people exactly.
I just feel like with everything that's we've discussed, I think it boils down to wise words of a man that I once encountered with.
Yeah.
He once told me that the literacy of the 21st century is the fact that they can learn and unlearn.
Yeah.
So I feel like as we go about life, we should learn and unlearn. And we spoke about dismantling cultural stereotypes as well. I feel like that is really the way we should be going. Learning and unlearning for the betterment of our people.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, for me, I think we have high expectations on white people. At the end of the day, they are like their own race. So they will look out for themselves. So I think for me, we should create awareness amongst black people and not rely on them like they should be like this. Obviously, racism, I don't condone it. But at the same time, you need to be like, they look out for their own. Even nepotism in a company, they'll hire an Afrikaans white chick over a black chick. Obviously, I don't expect, and vice versa. So for me, I think it's more about creating awareness within our own
but what is awareness without
without
the advantage of the system?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try to get into it. Since we're wrapping the show up.
Yeah.
So especially with the whole HMN saga. I truthfully believe in the 21st century there isn't a place for a multinational corporation to be ignorant. I'm sorry. I will never give an excuse of ignorance. In people groups, especially in the context of South Africa and in the context of Africa with the world, I also cannot give ignorance to a people group that they don't understand what racism is or should be or is not racialistic. I feel like we should just stick to the adage, especially if you're of a lighter hued skin, i.e. of European descent in an African country. If in doubt, don't. Just don't.
Okay. Personally, I would say I clearly am for humans, regardless of who you are. And even if I'm just the one person that believes in human rights for all and everyone should be treated equally, no one should feel superior or inferior to the next person. Even if I'm just the 1%, I'm going to keep going for it because I'm a Christian. I believe in love, and love covers it all. And when you look at another human being, you should see Jesus Christ in them, and not necessarily where they come from or who they are or what they've done. That's just how I feel. But we clearly digressed from the topic of H&M. But you guys should not forget to leave your comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, if you get out,